Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Briarwood Christian Lions head football coach Matthew Forrester, powered by ESP. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak. We're in the locker room of Briarwood Christian School. We're here with football coach Matthew Forrester. Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, once again, this is number 2 of our video series. Last week, you came up a little bit short against Oak Mountain, 38-28. Kind of give us an overview of the night.
No, it was good to play football. I think that's the big thing. You always want to get the first one under your belt.
Yes, you do.
And so the fact that we got out there, we started playing. They did a good job. They've improved from last year. We've got areas we can grow in.
Right.
But it was a back and forth game. It was a battle. For us, we got it to within 3 with 6 minutes left to go in the game. And they had a senior quarterback who did an excellent job of just leading them down the field.
Right.
And they pulled away right at the end. But I was really proud of our guys, how they battled, how they fought. We had to make adjustments during the game. Our guys did a good job of that. And that's always the challenge of a first game, is just you don't know what you don't know. And you have very little information about the offense, very little information about the defense.
Right.
And so they did some good strategy against us. Mm-hmm. And so us having to counteract that, we did a good job. So overall, I'm proud of the team. That's a good 7A team that will make some noise this year. Good.
You mentioned the guys. Tell us some of the players that really stood out to you during this game.
I thought Eli Stubbs, who's a senior defensive end, had a really good game for us. He rotated in last year, and boy, he stepped up and he really shined as a senior leader. Eli Thompson, a running back for us, he's a junior. It was his first start, and he did a really good job back there in the backfield. And then I thought our offensive line battled well. That 3-3 stack can be a tricky thing right out of the gate. And so our offensive lineman handled the pressure. Knox Jones was a right tackle. Senior did a great job. Carter Fountain at left tackle. Both of our tackles did a really good job against them.
And they're so important, aren't they?
They are. They're the unsung heroes.
Yes, they are. So you had a loss last week, but you learned a lot about your team. Tell us about that. What did you learn about them?
You see that while we're new in some spots, I wouldn't necessarily say inexperienced, because they've had experience in the system.
Right.
We're new in some spots, and so every year talent just kind of it's different. So if you're playing in college, you go recruit the same type athletes and get the same kind of guys. Well, in high school, you really get who you're given.
Right.
And so who comes through your middle school program, who's in your hallways, and so each year the way the athletes move is a little bit different, and that means that the style of offense or the things we do on offense and defense both have to be molded around our guys. So I think one of the big things is when you get out there and you get live bullets, you can really start to tweak your offense, tweak your defense to make your team the best it can be.
You kind of get an idea of where you are, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Coach, injuries are a part of football. I was wondering how your team came through this week injury-wise.
So we had one injury that was really one major injury as far as taking somebody out of the game. Luke Reynolds, running back, safety, he got injured in the first quarter.
Okay.
And so a guy that started for 2 years, it's a big injury loss. And so what I was really proud of in our guys is how we lost one of our 2-year starters. He's going to start for his 3rd year this year, and yet we had guys ready to step in.
That's nice.
So when you're working all summer and you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to play, but you have seniors that have put their head down and worked hard for 4 years, and now all of a sudden they're stepping into his role and doing a great job. So I hate it for Luke, because these years are so fleeting and they're so fast, and you really want each kid to be able to play as much football.
Sure.
But he's going to do a great job in rehab, and he'll be back soon for us.
Good. Glad to hear that. So we'll be right back after this message to talk about this week's opponent.
PrepsNet Coach Speak is proudly brought to you by ESP. For decades, ESP has been Alabama's trusted source for all your printing needs. Whether it's sports equipment, uniforms, apparel, promotional products, embroidery, signs, or laser etching, we've got you covered. Our dedicated staff is ready to turn your team or business's custom ideas into reality. Give ESP a call today at 256-659-4700 and speak to a member of our team.
And we're back. Coach, you got another away game this week, this time with Homewood. Tough opponent. They went 6-4 last year. Ben Bergeson is still there as head coach, and he's been tough. How do you prepare for this game?
Well, you love playing early season opponents that are going to be really good, that are going to challenge you and make you better because, yes, it's about winning games, but it's also about making deep runs in the playoffs.
Right.
And if you're playing easy games early on, it's hard to get ready for your region opponents. It's hard to be ready to make playoff runs. So our schedule's front-end loaded with a 7A school in Oak Mountain and then 6A Homewood, which has been a really good game the last 4 years. The history of Briarwood Homewood goes back to the early 2000s.
Right.
And so looking forward to playing Coach. He's one of my favorite coaches in the area. I think he does an amazing job with his program. And so the fact that we get to play a quality team that's really well coached is going to do nothing but help us when the playoffs roll around, or when region play rolls around. Okay. And so we're really excited about it. I think our kids will bounce back. I think they're ready to play ball.
Right.
Again, we learn, you take that big jump from week 1 to week 2.
Right.
And I think there's several things we can do better. And I think our kids understand, and I think our kids are excited about it.
You just wish this one came a little later in the season, don't you?
Absolutely. The last 4 years we've played them week 8 and week 9.
Wow.
And so the fact that we're playing them week 2 is kind of like, oh man, this is different. Like, how much are they going to have in their offense? How much will they have in their defense? They're probably wondering those same questions. So
don't quite have the answers that you would normally have.
That's exactly it. You always know, late in the season your team's set and you know who they are. Well, early in the year, you're still figuring it all out. So I'll be interested to see how they choose to attack us. I'll be exciting to see the wrinkles we've added, and cleaning up some mistakes will be really good.
Okay. So basically wrapping this up, you've had a tough loss, and now you're going to face a very tough test in Homewood. But it sounds like your players are up to it, right, Coach?
Oh, absolutely. They are ready to go.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on this show. We appreciate your time, Coach, and we appreciate you showing up. Watch us again next week as we have another version of Briarwood Christian School's PrepsNet Coach Speak.